Hello, welcome to Cardboard Plastic. Today's video, I have a 30 card reveal from CGC. I set the cards off about 2 months ago, got them back, so about 2 months for bulk. A lot better than I thought. It was really a good deal. I mean, it was $14 plus if you're a member, and really being a member, you get 10% off and you pay $150, and typically I got a discount off of that. And you get $150 credit, right? So it doesn't cost you anything to have the 10% membership. I just renewed. It was $130 for the 10/10 special that they had. So for $130, you get $150 credit and you get 10% off. So the grading special was $14, 10% off, which is $12.60, but then it was another 25% off of that with a discount code. So it was like altogether, even with shipping, it was both ways. It was under $11 a card, right? So I have a couple of cards in here I probably shouldn't have sent off. So I'll go over this order in a little bit. In the background, I do have some cards that deal with this order. And I'll go over the cards. I got one hockey, then I got some football, basketball, then I'll do the baseball, and then the vintage at the end. So this right here, only hockey card that I submitted, and a lot of these are from CGC. So they graded, I think 143 of these, 14 came back 9s. There was only one that came above a 9. So a lot of the CGC cards, I have a lot of the top pops for the cards. And I got a couple of football cards now. This one, I don't know why I sent it in. It was kind of tilted a little bit. It was super sharp. But a lot of these, I pay $11 for the grading. And I try to sell these cards for even a few dollars. They don't sell. And then I send them in. I pay $11 to grade them, and then I'll sell them for $25. And somebody will pay a lot more for the card. They just won't look at ungraded cards on eBay, right? So if it's not in a slab, trying to sell it is difficult. I got these from the same seller, a lot of these 1964s, and this one was off-centered a little bit. I do have one that I am keeping. I have it in a top loader, in a binder, but this card is a double. I need to sell it. And really for the grading, I try to only grade cards that I know would kind of get the decade that they're in. So if it was a 60s card, I want a 6 and above. And pretty consistent, I got about those grades. This seller had a bunch of beautiful 64s and 69 tops, baseball. So you'll see a few of these as I go through the order. This one, I don't know why I graded. I'm looking for a better centered version of this. A lot of these Topps Hall of Fame rookies, they're really not worth much. You can really just go to ComC or go to eBay, get cards like that for pretty cheap. These are the two that I'm going to keep in my PC. Again, these are from the same seller. So this is a 64 Bobby Bell rookie. And this is not a Hall of Famer, but this is an absolutely gorgeous 64 LaMonica the Mad Bomber. And beautiful color on that card. This seller just had a bunch of cards like that, and I have a bunch of binders that I bought from this seller. Like, I think they just opened up packs and just had these and just listed them on ComC. Very thankful for that. And you'll see some of the 69 tops are just as nice. So, not a Hall of Famer. I don't think he will ever be a Hall of Famer, but he has 2 MVPs. Has a great nickname. And I think he has the second highest winning percentage of a quarterback, only behind like Otto Graham or something. I think he even has like a higher percentage than like Tom Brady. So that's going to take care of the football. Then I got some basketball cards, and some of these are from my PC here that, I mean, for $11 getting slabbed, I thought it was a great deal. These, like, I don't know how they grade these acrylic cards. There's probably something weird about this, but I love this set. So that's the 1988, that's Jam Skybox. The other one is the Duncan Go Nuts. I want to get those, that insert set as well. So I'm kind of diving in some of the 90s inserts. That set does have a Shaquille O'Neal, which is pretty reasonably priced, I mean, for the population of it. But it has a Kobe Bryant, so getting that set together is going to be a little expensive, but I've been slowly picking up cards from it. So like a Ron Mercer. This is a card I graded for. I got this card for like 90 cents on ComC. I thought I had a chance to get a 9. It was really nice. This card I'm going to sell, but I bought it for $1, so it's kind of silly, right, to spend $11 with shipping to grade a $1 card, but, you know, somebody's probably going to buy that one for $20. And whenever I go to ComC, I can't help myself. I have graded so many of these 1988 Fleer John Stocktons, and I have a 9.5 that I got from CGC, but I got like tons of 9s from PSA with these. This is a beautiful card. But I think I'm going to keep my 9.5. My 9.5 is perfectly centered. So the last basketball card. I got a card in the background for the little story about this. So if you saw my like reveals in the past, you probably know what this card is. So what this card is this is the 1983-84 Star. And this is kind of the short print set. With the Magic Johnson, I mean, this card, I mean, sells for like $200. This one got a 6. There's like a little, you can see that up there, right? So it deserved this grade. And in the same order, I graded the James Worthy. I had the whole, I would have kept it sealed, but I bought it from somebody that opened up the 1983 Star with all the cards in them. And I graded the James Worthy, and it got a 6. And I was kind of like puzzled. I'm like, why did it get a 6? And I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And I did have cards that got 8s that were like the same. Like I knew this one was going to grade low. This Kareem got a PSA 8 in the same order, and I got a bunch of 9s, right? So this was just like the complete team set. I graded all the Hall of Famers and some of the ones like Kurt Rambis, and I basically, with the Kurt Rambis and the Byron Scott, I sold those and paid for the whole entire set there. And I cracked the James Worthy. I'm like, this is not right. And I sent it back into PSA. And then it got a 5. And I'm like, what? Like, I had no idea. Like, I was like, okay, maybe I missed something. So I cracked the card out again, and I looked at the card, I'm not kidding, for about 25, 30 minutes with my glasses under a light, and I couldn't find, I saw like a little tiny issue on the edge, but that was it. I'm like, that's not going to bring it down to a 5. So I sent it to CGC. They grade star cards. And not only that, I want to show you. So I'm not crazy. So the James Worthy, got an A. I'm happy with that. And I kind of know what the issue is. There's like, kind of like the Magic Johnson, there's like that, but it's like not even like, it's like 10% of that issue. And I want to kind of show you here that if you want CGC, like for star cards, I really say use CGC. PSA uses these stupid holders with like the sleeves in them, and they kind of just like float around. And I posted a post on YouTube there where they had this like Magic Johnson, and they just, the card was like at an angle. It looked like complete garbage. So if you do have star cards, CGC does grade them. And I feel like cracking out that Magic Johnson and sending it into CGC, it just looks so much nicer. So I'll throw that in the back there. So that was one of the key cards I sent in. I'm really happy about that for my PC. And now I got the Paul Goldschmidt. So this is the black out of 60. And I do need the out of 60 for the Hope. That one actually popped up on eBay for $2,000. I'm not going to spend that. So I'm hoping that I would pay half of that. That's my limit. But I am trying to put together kind of the rainbow for that. So I'll show you the ones that I graded here. So I bought all these from either eBay or ComC, and this is the Diamond Anniversary. Absolutely gorgeous card. Oh, I do have the Walmart Blue. It's the only one I have in a PSA holder. The reason I got this one for like, I think it was like $30. I need the Target Red, right? So I'm trying to put all these together. I don't know. It's going to be a waste of money, but I might crack it out and send it to CGC if I can't find one. I had two of the Topps gold, numbered right on the back out of 2011 for the year. So one of them got an 8.5, and the other one, right off of eBay, got a 10. I don't really care. I just will go through and I'll look at these two cards and see which one I like better. And I have 3 of the same card for the next one. I kept on buying these because I got these for a super cheap price. And one of these, this is the Cognac, so I got an 8. And I got a 9. And I got another 9. So definitely trying to get this little rainbow together for Goldie. And I think he's still going to be a Hall of Famer. If Scott Rowland's in, Goldie's got to be in. Disappointing with the Yankees. I didn't like the way that Aaron Boone used Rice and Goldschmidt. I think it hampered both of the players. So, a few other cards here. So then I got baseball. So I'll go through some of the ones I got. So this, I don't know why I graded this. It was $11 shipping, right? So this is Ken Griffey Jr. This is, what year is this? 2004. The Topps Gold. So graded that. And here's a ComC purchase. So this got a 6, and now I got to decide which one I'm going to keep. And if you take a look, right, the centering is about identical on both. A little bit rougher corners for the CGC. But if you take a look at, I believe, like the yellow and the red, the image is just crisper on the CGC. So, and also it's easier to sell PSA slabs, right? So I think I'm just going to keep my CGC and sell that one. Let's see what else I got. This one, I was kind of disappointed with the grade. This is the O-Pee-Chee Don Sutton. And the reason I graded this, the centering and the card was great. Like, you don't never know, right? They could have taken a look at it. Like, they're not familiar with the O-Pee-Chee cut. By the way, I prefer that. Like, have it just as not smooth as possible. Have the ugliest cut on those O-Pee-Chees. Makes it prettier. By the way, these 1971 O-Pee-Chees, right? Just look at the back. Which backs would you rather have? Those things are awesome. So, definitely going to stay in my PC. This card, kind of disappointed. Not with the grade. By the way, though, I'm happier. This is the only card in the order, I believe, that got the sleeve of death. So, if it doesn't fit nicely in the holder, CGC will put them in these stupid plastic sleeves. And for me, it just kills the card for me. So, I'm going to sell this because of the stupid sleeve in there, right? It's just the presentation for me. I can't get over it. I need the card to be in the slab. I just graded these to sell. This one was a little off-centered, but I mean, it was the same seller for the 64 Topps football. And these 69 Topps all looked like right out of packs, right? So I got the Brook. One of them got a 5.5. Another one got a 7. Beautiful card. This is probably going to stay in my PC. And from the same seller, beautiful Willie Stargell. I was actually a little disappointed with some of these. I thought like a chance for an 8. And a beautiful Joe Morgan, right? So these cards are just stunning. I was really I'm always surprised with ComC. I get the cards back and, you know, the condition of these things is really good. By the way, do you see how many fake cards I bought? Right? I had no fakes so far. Or no altered cards so far from the order, right? So most cards are not altered. No cards are fake unless it's like you could tell it's very obvious, like a reprint, or like just don't buy a 53 Mickey Mantle, right? So this one, it deserved a grade. I had a bad corner, but I don't know why I graded this one too, right? So this is, I should have just kept this for a binder. This is the O-Pee-Chee Joe Morgan, the All-Star Cup there. So, right, Canada. In my opinion, like O-Pee-Chees and the Topps Venezuelans, like they're kind of still underrated for the pop reports compared to what the Topps are. I wish this is almost perfect centering. I wish it was up just a little bit more. Beautiful Richie Ashburn. Got a 6. Oh, I'll save that one. This one deserved the grade. I have 2 of these, so this is kind of a double to sell. It's not a crease, but it is like print defects on it. It got a 3, deserved it. But they do have the new holders for vintage. I got kind of upset because they didn't reholder my Stan Musial on that 52 Bowman properly. They have the holders for it. But they do have holders for like the 49 Bowmans. And it looks really nice, right? So good alternative to SGC. And they also have holders, right? So the diamond stars for the samurais. And this card, like, I was gonna get it just to sell, to get rid of it. But then, like, I like it in the holder. It looks nice. So this is probably just gonna stay in my PC. So the last one, and I want to do a video next week about this. So when you look at, and I got an example here. Take this right off my wall behind me. So this is an absolute gorgeous 55 Topps Hank Aaron in the CGC holder. And if you take a look at, right, I can even give you a close-up so you got the cert number. You can look up the cert numbers, and when you see the images for a lot of vintage cards, CGC looks washed out. The colors look very, not as bright, like the yellows look very muted out. And if you look at SGC images for the Ready Seller images on their website for the cert numbers, they look darker than in person, so they like oversaturate the colors. So if you ever, it kind of hurts the selling of a lot of the CGC cards, because a lot of the vintage cards, they look better in hand than they do in their images. And I did post this card here. So this is a card that I got, and I checked the price. I think I paid about 20 bucks for it. And it's an absolutely gorgeous Gil Hodges. Right, so getting an 8 on a card like this, it deserves it. The centering, I looked at like SGC high grades, PSA high grades. That's the nicest 1958 Gil Hodges I've seen. It is a stunning card. And if you take a look at the pictures that I posted there, it doesn't look as vibrant in the image that I posted. That was from the seller ready images from their registry there for the CGC. So it's a little bit upsetting there that how they take the images. And I think they mainly do like Pokemon and modern cards. So the way that they take those images, especially like some of the sparkly cards, like the Paul Goldschmidts I have, right? You got to take those images different than the vintage cards. So in the comments below, let me know what was your favorite card from the reveal. I got a couple of cards coming in the mail tomorrow. I'm going to be sending off an order to SGC. And I've been buying a lot of, I've been hunting for ungraded cards again. I've been actually having fun with it. So I think I'm going to be submitting to CGC and SGC, just avoiding PSA. I'm actually selling a lot of my PSA slabs and keeping my nicer SGC and CGC slabs. So probably have a video coming out this weekend if I get the cards in the mail. And really, I'll make a video as well. I am letting things go. So in the mail today, out went my PSA 8 Lawrence Taylor rookie card. I'm going to get another one, and I'm selling the majority of the cards that just don't speak to me. And you could call me a flipper, but I have a daughter that's going to go to college next year or the year after, and I got to save up some money. And for me as a hobby, I don't put money into the hobby. If I want cards, I got to sell cards. So that is my hobby. And maybe if I was retired and had income that didn't have to go towards kids, I would definitely be spending a lot more than I am right now. So enough of me rambling. Thank you for watching if you watched all the way to the end. Have a great day and keep on collecting.